In this video today, we'll be talking about the 8 new changes made by the Canadian government as regards the postgraduate work permit, what we know as the Pgwp. There are 8 changes. So what are we going to be looking at in this video? What are the 8 changes? We'll have a detailed analysis of the changes and the benefits of these changes. So I'll be talking about the benefits and then the detailed analysis, and then I'll give you a table of the changes and the impact that it's supposed to make. So welcome again to Drift, and in case you're watching for the first time, this is a channel where we help you talk about your Canadian journey and other European journey and anywhere in the world where there's good opportunity. But right now on this channel, we are starting with Canada. When we are done with the Canadian experience, we move on to other countries. But I like to bring detailed information from the source. Benefits of the new changes that are going to be made by the Ircc. So the reason why we are doing this video is to help you have informed decisions. It's not that the changes have been implemented, but as the character or the modus operandi of the Ircc is that they will first announce what they want to do and give a tentative date where the policy will be enacted or begin to take effect. So what are the proposed benefits? What is the benefit of this proposed postgraduate work permit? So it's not everybody should not be crying foul and say no, these benefits. Some it will be beneficial to some people and it will not be to other people. So number one is that the first benefit is better job matching. The changes will help match international students with jobs that are in high demand in Canada. So when they make these changes, there will be better job matching, so increasing your chances of finding employment after graduation. As someone who has helped a lot of students to go to Canada, one of the major challenges they have is securing job employment. It's not all green over the fence, even though it's better than the economy that you're living, especially for people who are living third world nations like West African, East African countries or North African countries. But you should know that these new changes will help for better job matching. Number two, improved language skills. So new language requirements will help students improve their English or French, which is beneficial for both their professional and personal lives. So because these new changes, let me not fast forward and go ahead of myself to tell you, because we'll not start talking about the changes, we're talking about the benefits of the changes. Number three, more job opportunities. So by aligning study programs with labor market needs, students will have access to more job opportunities in their field of study. Then also there's a pathway. The fourth benefit is it's a pathway to permanent residency. So the changes will create a clearer pathway. Right now there's a lot of confusion about which is the best pathway to permanent residency, but these changes will bring a clearer pathway to permanent residency for students who are on a transition. All right, from temporary to permanent residency, who are on the transition. Then the fifth benefit is that it's going to bring about enhanced work experience. Students will gain valuable work experience in occupations that are crucial to the Canadian economy. So, because if these new changes will help you have an enhanced work experience, because you'll be having a postgraduate work permit in the area where you want to work. So it will help you have work experience. Then it's also, the sixth benefit is that there will be support for specific groups. Certain groups like French speaking students or those in high demand degree programs may receive special consideration under these new rules. Now, you've seen the 6 benefits. Don't go anywhere. Just like and subscribe and stay to the end so that you will know the 8 changes that the government intends to make, that they are anticipating to make, so that you will make informed decisions. So number one, so I'm going to simplify it, because if you read the main document, it might be confusing to you, but I'm here to simplify it to you. So number one, the first proposed change as regards postgraduate work permit that the Canadian government wants to do is that they want to make sure that they have eligibility. The eligibility for postgraduate work permits will be based on occupations in demand. Now say it. Ircc is considering making postgraduate work permit eligibility based on occupations that are in high demand. That's the, you can only have postgraduate work permit if you graduated from a course that are in high demand or that are shortage occupation courses. So before now, you can have postgraduate work permit irrespective of the course you studied, whether it's a business, engineering, electrical, whatever course that you've studied. But now you can only have postgraduate work permit if you studied a course that is in high demand in Canada. This means students will need to complete study programs that are aligned with these occupations to qualify for postgraduate work permit. For instance, if carpentry is in high demand or it's a shortage occupation, you need to study maybe a trade course that deals with carpentry for you to be eligible for postgraduate work permit. Number two, before I go to number two, the goal is to ensure that you graduates have the skills that are needed for jobs. There's what to call underemployment and unemployment. What is happening in Canada mostly is underemployment because there are a lot of vacancy for jobs, but there are no skills to match those vacancies. So they want to ensure this is a policy to eradicate underemployment. The next proposed change is new language requirements. Before now, you can go to Canada, you can get admission without writing IELTS or Duolingo, any of those language courses that will show your proficiency in either French or English. But right now, it is needed for you to have a postgraduate work permit. You need your language proficiency test. You need to write it. So it means that if you are studying right now, you are a student or you are doing your postgraduate work permit, before you can now apply for permanent residency, you need to do a language test. So if you're a student right now, do a language test. If you intend to go to Canada, start planning to do a language test. Okay. Proof of job offer for extended postgraduate work permit. Before now, you can extend your postgraduate work permit if you don't, whether or not you have a job offer. But right now, students may need to show a proof of a job offer in an occupation that is in demand to extend their postgraduate work permit beyond a year. So you are not just only going to be what they mean is that for you to extend your postgraduate work permit, you must have a job offer in an occupation that is in demand. These requirements will help ensure that graduates are finding employment in their field of study and contributing to the Canadian economy. So they don't just want to be bringing people to Canada that are not studying courses that will help improve the Canadian economy. Most people from Nigeria just want to go and study business and tourism, some courses that they don't need. So what they need mostly are engineering courses, construction courses, health related courses. So they want to give admissions and postgraduate work permit to people who are studying courses that are in demand, in occupations that are in demand. So if you go to study a business course, they will give you visa, they will give you admission, but you will not get a postgraduate work permit. Number 4, what's the fourth changes? Additional eligibility criteria. So there's an additional eligibility criteria for permanent residency that or for you to extend your postgraduate work permit. That is, the criteria is that they want to ensure that a province give you support, or like what they mean is that there should be the province you are applying from or where you are should be able to say, okay, yes, they need to be able to attest that you are working there and you are in an occupation that is in demand in that province. So because of this, before you apply now, you need to check, before you go to a province, check the province and see what is the shortage occupation or the in-demand occupations in that province. Once you get that, you will now apply for that course in a school that is in that province. So for instance, maybe in Ontario now, the course you are looking for or you want to go for, if it's in shortage, if it's a high demand course or it's a shortage occupation course, if it's offered in Ontario, in a school in Ontario, and also offered in a school in maybe New Brunswick, And in Ontario, it is not a short, it's not in demand, but it's in demand in New Brunswick. It's better you go to New Brunswick and offer that course. That's what it means. Then the fifth change is that these changes are going to be immediate. So they said, there's a word they use, they said they are not going to be grandfathering you. So they might implement this change as soon as possible. Then the sixth thing you need to know is that there will be a regular revision of the occupation list. So for instance, if they need carpentry, now carpentry is in short demand or is in high demand and it's a shortage occupation skill, and it get filled, if they now meet that requirement, for instance, if they need 5,000 carpenters and they get it, they'll review the list. It will no longer be eligible for postgraduate work permit. They have to now review the list and make sure they add other new courses or reduce whatever it is. But just know that it will always be reviewed. So before you apply to come to Canada for a course, ensure that you know that that course is still in the shortage occupation list and is needed in the province. Then 7, alignment to provincial needs. The new postgraduate eligibility, postgraduate work permit eligibility criteria will be designed to align with the needs of specific provinces, which I've stated before. This means that students who study in provinces with specific labor market needs will have better chances of finding employment and staying in those provinces long term. I said it previously. I said if you are in a province and that province have a specific need and you study the course that meets that need, you have an opportunity to stay in that province for a longer term. So somebody that studied that course in a different province might not have the same opportunity as you who studied in a province that needs that course that you studied. All right. Then the eighth proposed change is that the changes will also consider the alignment of postgraduate work permit eligibility with pathways to permanent residency. This will ensure that international students who find jobs in key sectors can transition to permanent residency more easily. So this eighth change is that it is a sure way or a sure pathway to permanent residency. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that I've been able to explain this intended change, know the benefits, and know the proposed changes by the Ircc. So if you have any question, please comment, like, share, and also if you have any question for me, write it. You can send me a mail, whatever you need me to help you do. And all hope is not lost, because your course, if you're in engineering, healthcare, or other things, you are still eligible to go to Canada. So thank you.